Hello, I'm Will Morrissey. Bridget is out with a client right now, busy showing houses, and I'm here to give you the Waterford real estate market report for June of 2022. The new report just came out, so let's get into it. I'm going to tell you what we're going to go over first. The median sales price and new listings, the number of homes for sale, the number of pending sales, closed sales, median days on the market, and some monthly statistics. But before we get there, you might want to check your own list and go to bridgetmorrissey.com, plug in Waterford in the search list, and all these homes will be coming up. Or you can go to bmre.us/06385 LIST, and you'll get the list. All right, let's get into the report. Looking at June, there were 6 two-bedroom homes sold, 14 three-bedroom homes sold, and 5 four-bedroom homes for a total of 25. The average price on the two-bedroom homes was about $317,000, up to almost $341,000 on the three-bedroom homes, and the four-bedroom homes averaged out at about $642,800 apiece. Now, that's 25 homes that sold. And of the 25, 16 of them sold in the first 30 days. There were 5 in the next month and 3 in the month after that. So the majority of them are selling pretty quickly. Now let's take a look at the number of new listings. Now this is looking at a whole year. When you look at these charts, each point represents an average of the previous 12 months. So the first point is at January of 2021. So we're looking back at the whole year for 2020. And apparently there were about almost 420, probably closer to 410 new listings in 2020 in Waterford. And you could see that number went up in the first quarter of 2021 when the pandemic first came around. People started putting their houses on the market, and then it got into March and it got a little bit more testy, and people were kind of wondering, should I let people into my home or not? And so the number of new listings started to fall, and you can see what happened after that. I mean, it kept on going down, where we averaged about 410,000 for the year in 2020. We were at about 380,000 when we went by the New Year's mark for this year, and it keeps on going down. We're down to about 340, 339 if you look back over the last 12 months. And you can see at the bottom of that line, underneath there, where it says Waterford single family, it's, let me zoom in a little bit for you there. Each data point is 12 months of activity. Data is from July 2022. So that's from today. All of these charts are updated daily, so you've got up-to-the-minute reports coming your way. Now let's look at the homes for sale list. So we started off looking at about 100 at any given time, looking through 2020, but you can see what happened, over the past year and a half. It's gone from 100 and we're down to just below 50 right now. Now, if we get into pending sales, you can see where it's started off at about 362 or so for the average for 2020, and kept going up and up through the first half of 2021, and then it started to slide, and you can see where it kept on going down. Now, pending sales number is going to be larger than the other numbers because you've got inspection reports that come back and people change their mind on the house. Sometimes things happen with mortgage approvals, or the owner of the home decides, nope, nope, they can't sell, they have to stay where they are. So a lot of times there's pending sales, and then they come back off the market. So this number will obviously changes a lot more than the other numbers do. Now, the median sales price has been going up ever since 2020, and it hasn't gone down in any month since then in the last year and a half. We started off looking at about $276,000, ended up year 2021 at 310, and right now we're up around 315 for a median sales price in Waterford. Now, closed sales is going to be a little bit different number. We started off at about 365 and went up, and then as the number of listings we looked at before started to go down, if there aren't that many houses to sell, we can't close them. We can, it's just a matter of fact. I lost my microphone here. Let me get that back in. But the number of closed sales has been going down because the number of homes for sale has been going down. And you can see where we ended 2020 up over 360, we're down at about 320 right now, looking over the last year in Waterford. Now, the median days on the market is an interesting story. It used to be if you sold a home in 30 to 45 days, well, then you were doing pretty well. And you could see that in the end of 2020, we were at about 33 median days on the market, and then that plummeted. As supply went down, demand went up. So many people had to stay home and not go into work, or they had to stay home and help their children with their homework. Homeschooling on Zoom, and it's a little tough when everybody's at the kitchen table trying to work or do their homework, so people wanted to get new houses, but the demand just went through the roof. And so you can see what's happened. Median days in the market has sunk from 33 days at the end of 2020, and we were floating around 12, 13 days. So you can see it's starting to tick up just in the last month or so. Now let's look at something a little different. We're going to compare June of 2021 to June of 2022, and then we're going to compare year to date, the first half year of 2021 to the first 6 months of 2022. But let's look at June to June. New listings went down a little bit. Pending sales went down about 22%. The same thing with closed sales. Days on market, you can see that this year in June, it's starting to tick back up all of a sudden. So that might be telling us there's a change in the market coming. Median sales price and average sales price both went up. And let me explain the difference between the two. Median sales price, you take the low sales price and the high sales price, and the next lowest and the next highest, and the next lowest and the next highest, until you get to the middle, or the median. With average, if you have 10 homes sold, you add up 10 homes, you divide by 10, and you get that average price. So you can see where they'd be a little different. If there were a lot of high-end homes or a lot of low-end homes, that median sales price would be affected a lot more than the average sales price. But you can see the median went up 8.2% from 319,000 up to 345,000, comparing June of 2021 to 2022. And the average sales price also went up about 18% from 367,000 up to a little over 436,000. Now, an interesting fact is the one right after that. The number that the percent of list price received. You can see they're both over 100%, but it's starting to tick down a little bit. So that might give us a little market indication there. Now, the same thing over on a year to date, when we look at new listings, down, pending sales, down, closed sales, down. But the days on market until the sale. Now, we were looking at days on market before, from the time they put up a sign and put it on the MLS to the time somebody came in and an offer was accepted. But then, until the sale, you have to go through making sure everything goes well with all the paperwork with mortgages and everything else. So that is a little bit longer. But you can see it's gone up just a little bit from 37 days to 39 days. And again, the median sales price in Waterford and the average sales price have both gone up. Average sales price, not so much, but it is up. And the percent of list price received, it's gone down just a little bit, but they're both still over 100%. So that's a good sign. If you're in the market to sell your home, then this is the time to do it, because you're getting your full list price if you're listing it correctly. Now, there's also some need for information about the condo market in Waterford. So there's not as many condos, obviously, as there were single-family homes, but you can see where new listings have gone up this year compared to last June. The pending sales have gone up. The closed sales has gone up a little bit, and the days on market, well, that's still gone down. Median sales price went down from 314,900 to 265,000. So that was quite the jump there. But the average sales price has gone up 3% from 250, almost 251,000 to 258,000. And if we look at the year to date, the half year for 2021 compared to the first 6 months of 2022, the new listings going up. The pending sales about the same, just off by one, and the same thing with closed sales, off by one. The days on market, that's still much less than it was last year. And when we look at the median sales price and the average sales price, you can see where both of those have gone up. And when we look at the percent of list price received, we're still over 100%, but it's coming down just a little. So it's a little tough to make a call on where the market is going right now. It looks like there's some changes that are happening, but we really need to have a little bit more of a swing before we say that there's a change in the market. But nationally, these numbers are happening everywhere. The days in market, a little bit longer. The percent of list price coming down a little bit. So it may be that we're getting ready for a swing in the market. If you want to keep up to date on what is going on with the market, if you're thinking of selling, you might want to keep in touch with Bridget. Her phone number is 860-857-5165. Might be a little easier to text her at the same number, 860-857-5165. But as you can see from all the scrolling that's been going on throughout this report, Bridget is on a lot of different platforms on social media, so she can kind of keep you up to date what's going on that way. But if you're thinking of selling your home, give Bridget a call or give her a text. I hope the information here was beneficial to you, and I hope you have a great day.